Hello, YouTubers, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 6 articles for you in this episode. All the URLs are in the description of the video for your convenience. First one here is off of BizPack Review. It says, watch knowledgeable Border Patrol agent slam Paul Ryan for report he's delaying funding of Trump's wall. Council President Brandon Judd praised Trump administration, but blasted the Speaker of the House for delaying funding of Trump's promised border wall. He told Fox Business Network host Stuart Varney Wednesday that President Donald Trump has done more in the first 100 days to enforce border security than the last 2 administrations have done in 16 years. And there is video in this if you care to pull that up to view it. Says Judd observed that by merely enforcing the law, illegal immigration has dropped exponentially. He compared this to previous administration, which didn't even prosecute illegal immigrants who assaulted federal border agents. His appraisal of House Speaker Paul Ryan wasn't quite as complimentary, however, when the Fox Business host brought up his name. Report this morning that Speaker Paul Ryan is suggesting that Congress delay border wall funding until next year, Varney observed. What do you say about that? Judd said Trump promised he was going to secure the border, and part of securing the border is putting in place proper technology and resources that allow us to be successful. And a border wall, strategic location is one of those things that must be done. Next article is off of Breitbart, and it says, to scroll up, there we go. Border agent Brian Terry, suspected killer, arrested in Mexico. Allegedly killed U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry in 2010 using a gun purchased through an Obama administration gun running program, has been arrested in Mexico. I'm not sure I can pronounce this dude's name. Heracilio Osorio Airlanes, I'm guessing. A Mexican cartel was arrested by Mexican officials following a joint U.S.-Mexico police task force, including the Drug Enforcement Administration, U.S. Marshals, and the U.S. Border Patrol, according to an exclusive report by Fox News. Airlanes extradition to the U.S. for the murder of Terry after the task force put out a $250,000 reward for the suspect's capture. Law enforcement Osorio Airlanes along the border of Sinaloa and Chihuahua, 2 Mexican states. Terry was killed during a shootout with a RIP crew that was part of a Osorio cartel organization. The group frequented the U.S.-Mexico border in order to rob drug dealers passing through the region. Texas has reported Terry's murder exposed the Obama administration's gun-running operation, which soon became known as Fast and Furious scandal. 500 weapons seized by federal agents have been traced back to the Fast and Furious operation, in which the Department of Justice allowed Mexican cartels to illegally purchase guns in the U.S. in order to move them to Mexico. Guns were supposed to be traced to high-ranking cartel figures. However, the DOJ lost track of thousands and bolstered the arsenals of criminal enterprises. Of 2010, Terry was killed with a gun in the Fast and Furious operation, as well as Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Jamie Zapata in February of 2011. The article I have is off of BizPack Review. It says City Council rescinds voter on sanctuary, or try that again. City Council rescinds vote on sanctuary status after mayor's heated showdown The city council in Lansing, Michigan decided against being a sanctuary for illegal immigrants just days after voting for the policy and following its mayor's heated defense of the decision on Fox News Channel. Had voted 6-0 last week for a sanctuary status for the city, advocating that local law enforcement not question the immigration status of individuals. Bernero decision in a fiery discussion with Fox News Tucker Carlson as well. Lansing would not because the city was not violating federal law. But returning to Tucker Carlson tonight, the mayor said after Democracy in Action, he and his city council had reconsidered the sanctuary status. I heard from a lot of your fans after I came on, Bonero told Carlson on Wednesday, speaking while the council meeting was still in progress. He explained that he and the council members wanted to hear all sides of the argument and encouraged the debate. Eventually voted 5-2 to reverse its previous decision, earning some shouts from the assembled crowd, calling council members spineless and saying, "You're all losing your seats," Fox News reported. Chamber and Michigan Chamber of Commerce had sent the council members a letter following the first vote. Lansing is a diverse community, rich with history and culture. It's what makes our city a welcoming destination to live, work, and thrive, the letter stated. Recent actions of City Council, whether intended or not, have placed an unnecessary target on the city of Lansing while jeopardizing millions of dollars in federal funding that impacts the city budget. President and CEO Richard Studley called on city officials to stop wasting time on costly political statements and focus on real economic issues. I have no problem with the earlier resolution that affirmed the city's status as a welcoming city, Studley said. The challenge is with the language declaring the city a sanctuary city, adopted hastily. I think that it is easily or misunderstood. Lansing's mayor told Carlson the policy after the initial vote was different from the sanctuary city policies of other municipalities. He refuted the notion that Lansing was operating the floodgates to illegal immigrants to be a sanctuary city. The discussion quickly escalated as Carlson questioned the Democratic mayor decision to put the needs of illegal immigrants above those of the citizens of Lansing. "You're putting words in my mouth," Monero said, adding that President Trump's promise to rid the country of bad hombres, he did not believe it is even possible to deport millions of people who are here illegally. "Allow my police force to be distracted to do immigration enforcement on behalf of the federal government," he said. The debate took another turn as the mayor quietly admitted that he did not know how he would handle the case of drunk driving who is arrested. "That's a good question that I don't have the absolute answer to," Monero said. "You're the mayor, right?" Carlson fired back. "Maybe your citizens would appreciate it if you thought about them as well as the illegals." Weighed in on the rematch between Carlson and the Lansing mayor, and there are a list of those tweets here if you want to. The next article I have is off of Breitbart. And I'm waiting on the hamster. It says illegal immigrant allegedly kills for parking spot. Following a fight outside a Texas nightclub, an illegal immigrant is now being accused of killing a man over a parking spot. Alice, a 23-year-old from Guatemala, allegedly shot and killed a 20-year-old Reno Gonzalez Lopez after a fight outside the OK Corral nightclub, with two more men involved in the incident, according to KXAN News. Investigators say that the four men first started fighting over parking spaces, with Morales and others in his car leaving the parking lot while Gonzalez Lopez and individuals in his car followed them. Cars full of men drove away. They throwing bottles and other objects at each other before pulling over and physically fighting. That is when investigators say Gonzalez Lopez hit Morales' vehicle with a baseball bat and then fled. Soon after, the two groups of men met in a nearby apartment complex, with Morales exiting his vehicle with a rifle, pointing it at the men and telling them he would kill them for beating his car. The car Gonzalez Lopez was in tried to flee the scene, but ultimately got stuck while trying to get away from Morales. This is when the police say Morales opened fire on the car, killing Gonzalez Lopez. The scene, but was arrested later on by the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force. Now Morales is facing murder charges, and the Immigration and Customs Enforcement has a detainer on the illegal immigrant, meaning he will be deported if he is released from prison for any reason. The next article is off Breitbart. Poll. Majority of Americans want merit-based immigration. There's widespread support for President Donald Trump's plan to swap current U.S. immigration policy based on family ties toward entry based on skills and merit. In a Rasmussen poll, 44% of likely American voters to a merit-based immigration system that only admits legal immigrants if their skills are needed in the U.S. 7% of likely voters want to keep the current legal immigration system, which is based solely on family chain migration. Percent of likely voters said they did not know which system they would prefer. Younger likely voters much prefer a merit-based immigration system, with 51% saying they would like to see a switch, as opposed to 38% of women ages of 18 to 30 favored a merit system. Voters 64 preferred the status quo by 43%. While Trump's merit-based plan is widely popular with 60% of Republicans, likely voters who do not identify with either of the two major political parties show 47% support as well. The poll also found that Americans continue to support deportations of illegal immigrants, even if the illegal immigrant has a child in the U.S. 45% of likely voters said illegal immigrants with children born in the U.S. should not be exempt from deportation. Only 37% disagreed. Across party lines, deportation of illegal immigrants with children remains popular. 2% of Republicans supporting the action, along with 30% of Democrats and 46% of American voters who are not affiliated with either party. This article is off of Breitbart. Report. Trump deporting 4,000 Somali migrants. And get the hamster to catch up. And go. An estimated 4,000 Somali migrants in the U.S. are expected to be deported by President Donald Trump's Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. In an interview, Somalia's U.S. Ahmed Ice Awad said the number of Somalis ICE is looking to deport is at least 4,000, with the vast majority not being currently held in immigration detention centers. We learned sources that the total number of Somalis that are in the books of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement to be removed are close to 4,000, Awad told Voice of America. Of the next few months, Awad said some 300 Somalis would be deported, saying he was waiting for information as to who those deportees would be. released by the ambassador show a steep departure from the days of lax immigration enforcement under the Bush and Obama administration. Said that during Obama's last 2 years in office, only 170 Somalis were deported for either committing crimes or asylum request rejected. The Trump administration is expected to double that number in a few months. In recent operation, ICE arrested 82 criminal illegal immigrants, including 2 criminal aliens who were suspected of being MS-13 gang members with ties to the El Salvadorian organization, reported. That's all I have for you in this episode. If you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up. Share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll stay informed. I'll see you in the next episode.